Om Shanti. We are living in a very stressful world. How can we calm ourselves down? Well, there are many techniques for that. And the best technique is yoga. And there are 6 types of Kriya Yogas, and one of them is called Om Kriya Yoga. So चलिए मिलते हैं with our guest Shomik Chaudhuri, who is a media personality here for many, many years, and he is associated with the United Nations. And recently, he wrote a book on Some Whisper from Eternity. So let's meet our guest, Shomik Chaudhuri, and learn from him how we can distress ourselves, कैसे तनाव के बिना हम अपनी जिंदगी को बहुत खूबसूरत बना सकते हैं. So here's our guest, Shomik Chaudhuri. Well, Shomik Chaudhuri, it's always a pleasure meeting you on this screen or off the screen. I think we know each other from last, I don't know, 2 decades or 3 decades since you came in this country. And you always have a beautiful smile and very calm face. And I always asked you, what is the reason behind that? But today, I want you to tell our viewers of this beautiful shine on your face and so calm you are. What is the secret of that?
Well, it's very, very generous of you to say that, Neetaji. Actually, it is my pleasure and privilege that I connected and know you for the past 25 years. That's the duration of my stay in the United States. And, your association has been a delight all through. Well, actually speaking, let me take this a little way back during my childhood days. Uh, Strangely enough, when I was about 7, 8 years old, along with my siblings and our cousins, our play was who can meditate as long as they can, and how much can they focus on one point. And we had a small murti of Ma Durga, and we used to focus on that, and we used to time each other that who managed to meditate as much as they could. So that was the start, actually. My father, actually, he was a very, very deeply spiritual person, and he was also a very famous, internationally famous industrialist. My mother, actually, she was a cultural personality, but she nurtured this, deep passion within us. And we started interacting or associating ourselves with many God-realized saints who used to strangely come to our house by coincidence or whatever. And they taught us various types of forms of meditation, various forms of doing austerities and things like that. And we adopted them very willingly and passionately right from childhood. So one gentleman who came, he was a famous writer, and he was a very deep spiritual master also. So he taught us the first form of Kriya Yoga. Now, what is Kriya Yoga? Kriya Yoga is the most scientific method of attaining self-realization. It is a method by which you learn to concentrate and arouse the immense energy that is there at the base of your spine, which is called Kula Kundalini for short, and raise it up through your spine or Shushumna, and energize the various chakras on the way, 7 chakras, and ultimately lead to the topmost stage, which is Sahasrar and beyond, and you become self-realized. So what happens when you become self-realized? When you become self-realized, you understand that you are as much part of the cosmos as anything else. You see, Brahman, that is what we call the ultimate reality, everywhere. You see yourself everywhere. You see everyone as one. That is the true Advaita philosophy that Adi Shankaracharya ji had taught us. So that is what you experience. And once you experience that, that is when God realization or self realization happen. That's what the saints say, that everything, the whole universe is within you. And that is why they say that the whole universe is within you. So that is what started as our sadhana. Then in 1999, I had the most blessed, fortune to meet my spiritual master, Jagat Guru Ramanandacharya Rajiv Lochanacharya ji. He was the youngest Jagat Guru in India after Adi Shankaracharya ji at the age of 36. So he initiated me into Om Kriya Yoga. And that practice of Om Kriya Yoga and Kriya Yoga before, that actually has transformed me over the years. And, I feel myself a much, much different person than what I was decades ago.
You are also associated with the United Nations for many, many, many years. Tell us about your association with the United Nations.
Well, actually, I started volunteering for UN affiliated NGOs in India, in Calcutta, from 1989 or 90. And, I went to the World Summit for Social Development in Copenhagen in 1995 as a representative of the United Nations system in India. I was the youngest person in UN history to represent the UN at a world conference. So over there, actually, I presented the paper that social development starts from the individual level. And when we are talking of individual development, we have to include spirituality, because without spiritual development, a person cannot elevate his consciousness from the lowest animal level to the divine level. He has to elevate his consciousness to a higher level to see the oneness amongst humanity, amongst all creatures and everything. And then only he'll be able to work selflessly for the good of the world. And unless that happens, social development cannot take place. So, of course, the UN officials and everyone, they loved my presentation. And thereafter, I formed an international NGO in 1996. So I have been the United Nations representative of that NGO from 2000, when we got our special consultative status with ECOSOC of the United Nations. And I have been presenting, recommendations to the UN at high-level segment meetings for over 20 years. And my recommendations, fortunately, has been accepted on most occasions and has been a part of the UN legislation to implement in the development of, the countries and people all around the globe. So that has been my association with UN.
Whenever anybody is doing yoga or any religious ceremony, they say Om. And Om is being chanted in many different ways. So tell us, how do you chant when you're doing Om Kriya Yoga?
Well, actually speaking, as you know, Om is the primordial sound.
Yes.
And it is the vibration which pervades the entire cosmos, entire creation, So the way actually my spiritual master, he got his initiation in Om Kriya Yoga from the famed Mahavatar Kriya Babaji, who is mentioned so gloriously in an autobiography of Yogi by Yogananda ji. So he actually shared or initiated my spiritual master in something which everyone can follow. It is not a very complicated Kriya Yoga. It is the simplest form of Kriya Yoga, which everyone can follow. And the way you do it is to chant Om and do some Kriyas and meditation. So the way Om has to be chanted is Om is actually a U ma, but U comes together to form O, So Om. So the way it has to be chanted is 25% O and 75% Ma. So the way, it should be chanted should be Om. So this is how you chant Om to get the maximum benefit. And it'll probably not be very easy to show you a Kriya, but generally there is a small Kriya which we do, which I share with everyone, anyone can do. That is to invoke the energy of Om from the surroundings, just like a fan or an AC would enable us to feel the air. Similarly, we invoke the energy of Om from the surroundings and put it in our system and energize our system. First, what you do is I'll share it with you because it might benefit your audience. First, you raise your hands like this fully, fully, fully. And what you do is you chant Om 3 times. What happens is these tips of the fingers, this is the area through which energy goes very easily,
Mhm.
in all systems. Then once the you chant 3 times Om, then you use your
Can
index
you just
finger.
do that? Can you just do that 3
Sure,
times?
sure, sure, sure. Om. Om. Om.
Um,
Then, when the energy of Om is invoked, then you put your index finger in the ear and then you chant Om again to hear the reverberation of Om inside your system. So you put it here and you chant Om 3 times. Om. 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 Then you put your palm on your eyes and visualize the Om, burning sign of Om, or rather a radiant Om, right in front of your eyes and chant Om 3 more times. Om. 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 After this, finally, you make the Jnana Mudra, which is this. Invert it, put it on your knees, and meditate on Om. Put it on your knees. Yeah, just like the yogis do. You
Chinese
put
guy.
it on your knees and chant Om 3 times. That is, you meditate on Om.
Okay.
Om.
Um,
Om. Om. So this is the Kriya which I wanted to share with the audience. If they practice this on a regular basis, as you see, it's very simple. It's not complicated. It's anyone can do it. But the thing is, if they do it, I think it will energize them. It will give them some kind of peace, some kind of happiness, bliss. That is the start of the entire process.
so that can be the bliss of the day.
Yes, that can be the bliss of the day.
So I have another question because the way you chanted was very simple way. But we have understood that you take a deep breath, a long deep breath. Like, I'm just going to show it. I mean, you're an expert, but how we have been taught, because I used to have a yoga teacher coming in my house, and even wherever you go, so you take a deep breath, that's what they say. And like, Om. So
Yes,
the
that was
way we have
awesome.
been
Yes.
taught that you as deep breath you can take from your stomach and then you say Om as long as you can, and then you say Om Ma. Ma can be shorter, but O can be longer. And then you take, exhale, and that gives you, makes you feel better 3 times or 5 times, whatever you can do. But the way you did it was very short. Om. That's all.
Well,
What is
well, actually speaking, I mean, of course, I took a deep breath before doing it. And actually, the reason I believe this is my understanding,
it?
that the reason ma is longer is because you internalize this whole energy. That is why.
Okay.
O is small and ma is deeper inside, so that your entire being starts vibrating in that with that vibration of Om. That is
Okay.
my understanding.
Okay.
But
So,
that is how I have been taught actually by my spiritual master, so I follow it diligently.
so that's why you said 25% is Om,
Yes,
75% is Ma.
yes, yeah,
That Ma 75% if you उसको बोलते हैं तो you get more vibration inside and
yes,
de-stress yourself.
yes, yes.
Doesn't matter how long
How
the
long you can do it, whatever you,
better.
how, yeah, whatever long duration you can do it, the better.
Okay,
That's totally up to you. Yes,
sounds good. So Shomik, thank you so much for being on our show, and we are looking forward to see you again, and
sure.
informed about your upcoming programs in United Nations or anywhere else. And oh wow, no. The most important thing, which I forgot about it, your book.
Yes.
That's why we're having this show.
No problem. Actually speaking, I got the inspiration to write this book primarily to reach out to the global audience to, imbibe something from here, practice something from here, and help elevate themselves. The reason I found this to be more useful for the people, for humanity as such, because, I am an ordinary person. And if I can get transformed internally by diligently practicing this, anyone can do it. So, this is for anyone. You don't have to be a master, you don't have to be a monk, you don't have to be a saint. Even everyday people like me, they can practice it and they can, get transformation. So,
Uh-huh.
this book, which I wrote, Some Whispers from Eternity, that book actually is now available on bookstores.doranspublishing.com. That is my publisher's website. And of course, on Amazon, it's available. And it's also available on, sites, places like stores like Barnes and Nobles and all. Yes, so it's available there. So, people, they can definitely, they should buy the book because it's very simple. And for the first time, I have described Kriya Yoga, the entire process of OM Kriya Yoga, step by step from the first step to the last step. So this is something where they can learn the entire thing. They don't need to go to anyone. They don't need to get, any kind of lessons. It's very simple. Step
Uh-huh.
by step, I have explained each and every step so that they can follow very comfortably and, learn. But the main thing is that you have to practice. If you don't practice, you can never master. It,
Absolutely
yeah,
happy.
you have to be very sincere. You have to be diligent. You have to go on doing it day after day. And the thing is that now, actually, the practice that I
Mhm.
do it out of pleasure. I feel very happy, very blissful when I do this. And that is the kind of thing which everyone should enjoy. And that is everyone's right, actually, because at the core of our being, we are bliss, personification of bliss. And that is what Paramatma, Parabrahma is bliss, you know. So that is what I would encourage everyone to do.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. I wish you all the very best with your new book. As Shomik Chaudhuri just mentioned, that the book is available in Barnes and Nobles and other stores, and of course, Amazon.com. You can get this book and go through the entire Om Kriya simple way our Shomik Chaudhuri has explained in that book. And if you get lost somewhere, just keep that book in front of you and you can start this Om Kriya. And that brings the discipline in life and de-stresses you. So it's very important. If you like the show, please do subscribe, like, and comment. Until we meet next time, take care of self and Om Shanti.